What is up, YouTube? This is Radio Station here, coming to you live, raw, unedited, uncensored, and unadulterated. And on this edition of Anime Reactions, we're going to react to episode 10 of the third season of Golden Kamuy. So, on the last episode of Golden Kamuy, wow, what a twist! The Koichi guy was Sugimoto. Nice twist. Now, as for if only I can appreciate more from the show. It was a really good way to try to put some more back on Tsurumi. Like, he's the joy for this show. Like, funny thing is how like the villains are the ultimately the best things from this show. I mean, other than the whole culture building stuff, you know, when they venture, you learn about stuff here and there and how different people handle stuff in different ways, different languages, well, I'm not necessarily always different languages, but like cultures, traditions, you know, it's sort of slice of life-ish kinda, but not really. But it is kind of just diving into it. I mean, it's a CNN, so it needs to have that sort of thing. It's also historical, so there's something like that as well. Trying to build up on the historical fiction side of things. Try to give it that framework. So before we get started, just a bit of something that I need to get off my chest. Right after the Shigeki no Kyojin final season episode 1 reaction, I just logged off. I didn't check the views, and it was like the views were pretty low, which was kind of expected because right now it's so saturated with reactors that the algorithm just all over the place, and I'm just lost. And I come back, and all of a sudden, what was starting to have what initially had like a decent amount of ratio with likes to dislikes, just became with more dislikes to likes, which to be honest, I expected this. So what I just basically did at this point was even though I didn't want to do it, I decided to just turn that fucking dislike shit visibility off. I just, for the sake, like, I'm sorry if I offended anyone with it. I was trying to be as lenient as possible. It wasn't like I was trying to attack anybody's opinions on this. Any other people's opinions on things. Like that, like, when have I done that with you? When have I done something of the sort with a very malicious intent? I don't want to get, but it's funny how you were going to reprimand me, but you're okay with Mother's Basement. But some of you are okay with Mother's Basement calling out Sword Online. But regardless of whether it was good or bad, you don't call that guy out, even though Sword Online is far from the worst thing in the world. It's not fair because why? He has more resources. He has a better looking thing. That's the edge he gets. It's unfortunate. I'm not as fortunate or as in a good position to work toward that as he is. That's just how it is in life, like how it turned out for me. And to be fair, he had been. I would say he has more experience as a content creator than I do. That is a given. But in the state I'm in, I can't do anything. At least not yet. Anytime yet. But I do the best I can within my means. And like when if I do have to do something where I have to spend time, or I really don't want to pay for extra software, but it's just how it is. I don't know why. And it's kind of like with the new PC too, like the original movie editor that I had. I don't know why this one doesn't have that feature anymore. It made things more simple, but that's just how it is. It sucks that my original channel just basically went down the drain because of YouTube. And if I still held on to it, I would still have more records. I would still have kept subs. But now I was put in a position where it's now so tough to even get them back. So I can't do anything at this point. I really can't. I mean, I wish I could. But all I can just do is pump out more content. and try not to lose motivation on it. Because in the end, it is still gonna be another video. Just like for all the reactors, it's gonna be another video. It is just simply as that. And I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. Like if it goes somewhere on a positive, I will keep doing it. If there will be a point where I do lose motivation with making content. And by the way, speaking of content, I plan to make my personal, not top, not saying I make a dictation grading with other judges or something. Just my personal picks for top openings of 2020, top endings of 2020. Maybe, I mean, depending on if copyrights can be friendly or not. Like, I would have so much more freedom if it wasn't for the shitty copyright. YouTube is not making this any easier for me either, especially with this nasty looking layout they had. It's just not nasty, but it's just like so befuddling. Like it makes you have to go a roundabout. So yeah, it's tough, but I will try to keep doing to it. I know there will be shows that are popular that I do have some some pretty positive, impressions, premature impressions and expectations for it. I won't say who they are. And hopefully when it comes to those, the views will go back up. But I don't know. It depends. Anyways, let's get to episode 10 of Kamuy, or as they say, episode 34 in total. Episode 34 in total. So let us get started. And hopefully the video works right too. Alright, so starting in 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Oh, not again. Alright, start over. Yeah, see? This is what I have to go to, right? I can't edit this either. Well, okay. Maybe I'll see if I can cut that out, but I don't know. Yeah, that's a little... because it is kind of time tasking. We'll see. Alright, but yeah, starting over. Alright. Episode 10 in 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Take 2. Okay. Leopard seals. I can't believe the seal did not detect it, but... I mean, given they're living out in the cold like that, that's actually a good source of... That's a good source of, keeping yourself... Good source of calories. Because the fat calories are gonna keep you warm. So with those sort of people, they don't waste anything. No, diet cutting is the last thing they have on their minds. This might be one of the top openings of the year, by the way. All right. Hmm. Props to who? Props to the guy, but props to the guy on the other bed being able to sleep through that. I hate the fact that I might have actually been snoring in my own sleep, but I can't help it if that's the case. Oh boy. Boom. Woke. Woke. Mhm. Oh, okay. So you can. Oh, okay, great. Okay. Also, interesting choice of music. Wow. I think that I said the pussycat's out. Just kidding. Or just your regular pussycat. Oh, okay. That's true. Siberian tiger is actually the largest big cat. Largest big cat known to us. How'd that guy not die? Like immediately. Oh, she want to throw down with the feline, huh? Okay. Oh, go choke. Ooh. Oh, she wants to tame it. I had a feeling she was going to try to tame. She might try to tame it or something. I don't know. Will she or will she not? I mean, will she succeed? Is the question. I guess not. Never mind. You're connected. Father like daughter. Like father like daughter. Something I didn't think I would need to say. You have it. Nah, still not on really good terms ever since then. Or is it where'd the tiger go? I was so wrong to think that the tiger was gonna be was gonna be that big of a highlight. At least we got some exposition on some sort of narrative explanation on what they are. How was my father like? Or what? Who was my father like? She don't look happy wearing them. She don't look happy being there. 5? That's a lot. Ah, shit! This person's tickling. There was only one. There was only one from their group that shot. Oh, never mind. My bad. They actually shot twice, and they're just like, I forgot. They just switched up to their point. God damn it! Just flip flopping from either group, man. Just throwing me off for a sec. What? What if your dick freeze? Oh, Jesus. Why is he? Oh, God. Why? Why him? Why him? Why you gotta do this to Shiraishi, man? Why? What do you do to deserve this? All I just want to do is take a piss. Oh, you would think it was winter, like the ice would hold still, but nope. Ryu, what's up, man? Follow me. Sorry, excuse me if I was trying to get something out. Makes you wish that one white wolf showed up again. Oh, speaking of such, during the revolutionary times. Well, that's not. Yeah, that's like mine. Eesh. Yeah, that's how our that's how our resolved the Rook was. Yep, Rook was. Yep, Archibald's father was a huge influence for pretty much everybody. Well, okay, not everybody, but anybody here. Kindness can sometimes be cruel. I know there was another series I want to mention about the kindness is the weakness thing, but I'll digress because I don't want to go on that debate again. Yeah, but that's true. Functional beauty. Hmm. And that's how he developed that rationality for that she would later try to preach to his daughter. No idea what that means. Funny, the the dad just gives him straight up the name for wolf. The mom says like gives him a name that means catching up to the wolf. Very very interesting ways to considering the different ideals of his parent between mom and dad. Go around. Wait. So, oh, okay. Yep. Now she knows how to now she knows how to read it. Now she's going to be able to basically translate what the message, what that message means. Oh, I can't believe that's it. Behold the power of the. No! Is it Sugimoto? Yep. Finally, they're reunited. What's up, old friend? Bro, this is good. Now we getting somewhere. Real. I, I've always, I both love and hate the show because like I love because like it has these great sort of, you know, the great construction for characters in the story, but I also hate it when it meanders around with progression, considering that it's not really something like an episodic storytelling format. It's not that sort of storytelling that you'd see in Mushinshin or Kiro no Tabi or a certain Wandering Witch series. No, it's totally different, man. Not comparable by any means, but finally, like, it seems we're getting somewhere. The thing is, now that Shiraishi, now that Sugimoto's caught up to Shiraishi, what happens from here? TBK got it? Good episode. Pretty good episode. I'm actually very pleased. We're getting somewhere. I don't think it's enough to really drift me out of just mid, just playing good to very good, but we're getting to somewhere. I mean, the issue I've always had with Gon Kamuy is just that it's always been in the mid. It's always been in the mid. Well, no, not exactly mid. I mean, it's more like just, how do you call this, high mid. It's like not quite 8 out of 10, something like that. It's that sort of feeling for me. But it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just more like I want, like, it could have went. We could have won. It just doesn't, you know, feel the same. It has the same sort of vibe. I don't have the same sort of vibes I get, the same sort of enjoyment value that I get with seasons 1, because at the time the stakes weren't necessarily set up high. With more of the stuff being a little bit more uptight and serious, like it's supposed to be improving the story, but at the same time for me it just kind of, I feel disengaged every now and then when it still feels like they kind of, you know, they kind of go, you know, in my opinion, they feel like they go, you know, it feels like they're not sure which direction to go to, like what conclusion they want to. And to be fair, it's probably more so on adapting problems, which makes me realize I should be getting more into the manga. But I think I should just wait until this season ends before I make a proper judgment on whether or not it's more worth reading the manga than the anime. Well, I know people will just say, "Oh, it's far by default. It's better to read the manga." I know that. But what unfortunately my my rather pretentious scores was to indicate, I tend to enjoy more of the anime medium overall in proportion in terms of of manga or light novels I've read. Because with manga you kind of have to imagine the voice acting and all, like. So unless if you did not watch the anime beforehand, you will have a problem trying. Like, sometimes it's not always a problem, but when you're just reading the manga, and unless if you have good something playing and you're not like me, like you just read straight up without any sort of, you know, special background effects, then good luck. But it's not gonna be a wasted I'm not saying it's gonna be a wasted experience. It's just that anime has its own way of you know, of art. Manga has its own way of art, and like it's a different sort of display of aesthetics, like, because Animation, we got things moving and all, but in exchange for content. And manga, we got all the shit except for the except for sounds and good voice acting and perhaps even better art and stuff. Well, sometimes most of the time the artwork in the adaptation will look bad, or not look bad, not as good as the source material. I mean, I don't want. I could go on for a bit too long regarding this source material versus adaptation thing, but that's a dead horse that's already been beaten around for too many times before. So I'm gonna digress on that. But it now is made clear as to why Wilk thinks more rationally, thinks more logically, and that's what Sophia admires about him. That's why she is more in love with him than for Kuranoke. And why she's blamed for him. And I like the kind of nitgrit she had when she looked like she want to make the tiger catch these hands. Well, of course the tiger is so much stronger, so they had to try the wrestler, and then she was going to try to, I guess, choke it out. I didn't know if she was going to tame it. I would have loved to see that. That would have been cool, but nope. The tiger. I don't think we're going to see more of the tiger. I mean, the tiger is revered as a god, though. I mean, it's not. I mean, if we're going to go that way, I guess it's too hard to tame a god like that. But I digress. It was a really fun, entertaining moment to see how the tiger just kind of appear. So we kind of were going back and forth between the two groups. Shiraishi gets separated and winds up with now it's gonna wind up with Sugimoto's group. So now that Shiraishi's with them, what is Shiraishi gonna tell them about regarding as to what the group in Arshba is in, what their actions are going to be, and how is it gonna affect what Sugimoto's group and his group are going to do, and how it's going to affect the story. Where is it going to go from there? Is Arshba going to be rescued from them? Is Arshba going to is still going to stick with the current group she's in? I don't know, but it seems to me that now Arshba is slowly starting to realize that she can now decipher the code with the tattoos. Or the characters or the written letters or whatever the language was. Yeah, interesting. It's an interesting sort of progression here, and that's the first. And I can say this wasn't. I can finally say that we really got something going this time. Actually, really got something going instead of just your mid-good episode. So yeah. The reality of wildlife and nature. Yeah, I'm looking through it, it's the reality of wildlife and nature, seeing when Wilk saw the wolf and she was, it was injured or may have a defect, and it was just calling for its pack. But when the pack comes, the pack is just like, you're just gonna weigh us down. We're gonna put you out of your misery. And basically, there's a survival of the fittest. They're thinking rationally. It's not like they're being cruel or anything. It's just that the law of nature itself is cruel, and they're just following things rationally. Because if they let the wolf tag along, they don't think like us humans. They don't. We humans will do think a lot. Are still much smarter than wild animals for pretty much 99% of the time. Well, that's hard to say when I'm pretty sure there are very, very intelligent wild animals out there. We will still act more on emotions. We as humans act more on our emotions than based on just rationality and logic. That is too true. No one has a good enough argument to say otherwise. No one. And the thing is, we also have to think what constitute as logical or rational based on our perspective as humanity, and what does not. When it comes to social stuff and moral stuff, where does right and wrong come? I'm not gonna go with that part. That's too complicated. But when you consider what the reality of wildlife, nature, survival of the fittest, this is what it starts up. That's why I particularly like this episode as well, because it touched upon some thought-provoking subjects. So yeah, it's a really good episode. I hope the last 2 episodes will be of the same amount of quality, writing wise and progression wise. But I don't know yet. Like I said, I'm not familiar with source material, and I'm kind of glad I'm not. That is the case. No, as opposed to with the Shigeki no Kyojin manga and the Neverland manga. I'm still gonna react to Neverland season 2 regardless of whatever you people say. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, because that's gonna be the end of this reaction. So like, share, subscribe, follow me on other social media platforms that I use. And if you can put up with my more critical, my more honest, frank thoughts about things, you're a good sub. You deserve you're a good sub. You know how to think rationally. At least to try to intake some other differing opinions, as opposed to most people who only want to hear positives. And kudos to you, because you're the best. And follow me on social media platforms. You can also join my Discord server. You can also support me on Patreon or PayPal. But that's gonna do it for this edition of Anime Live Stream Reactions, guys. So until then, this is live reactions. This is recorded. This is Rear Station signing off. See you next time. Take care, stay safe, and have yourselves a good a good day, or happy holidays, because it's kind of that time of the year, huh? All right, see you. All right, so then see ya. Take care.